Hi Terry, I want to give you a screencast on how to use MODx, and we're going to start just with the home page of your new website. So I've pulled up Firefox and I've typed in your URL in a browser. The temporary home page is stored at home.html, and that will be replacing what you currently see. So the way you will get to MODx is by replacing the home.html with manager. And I'll do that now, and we can go ahead and log in. By the way, you can use Internet Explorer as your browser. Doesn't really matter. Chrome's fine too. You've got your own account here, so you can use Terry with your password that you've received in an email. You can log in, and that will take us to the MODx manager view. Great, so the first thing that I always like to point out is the clear cache button. It's great to click that as soon as you log in, just to ensure that some of the code is not going to be cached here in the manager view. It's just a good rule of thumb to prevent some confusion. You don't really have to worry about anything else besides that. So you'll notice here that the left frame has home with a little icon for home and a resource ID of 1. All of these are resources in the manager view, and they correspond to pages. You'll notice if you right click and preview the resource, a new page will open, and this isn't going to show the new website yet because we haven't launched it, but once we do launch it, it will show our home page. And you'll notice also that this resource button is viewable here from the top of the browser window. That's called the Quick Manager, and you can use it throughout the site as you're surfing and want to make edits. I've hit edit here, and this is what it looks like when you edit a resource. If we wanted to make a quick change here, we could do that. Say for instance we want to add Dare County here on our description. By the way, this homepage view of your old site will go away once we launch the new site. And we can look down here when we refresh the page. Once we launch the new site, it'll automatically refresh, but we have to manually do it now. But Dare County has replaced the old text. So I'm going to go back to the top. I'll click Edit and change that back just by deleting the county and clicking Save, and then right-clicking and refreshing the page here. So you can see that that's gone now. So that really is a useful tool that MODx has for any page. As you're surfing the site logged in, you can go up to the top and click Edit. If we wanted to change that introductory paragraph here, we could add some text, click Save, and notice on this page it automatically refreshes, which is great because we don't have a conflict with the home page, and it yeah, it's there. Add some text. So I'm going to replace it again, and that is how you use the Quick Manager. So let's dig a little deeper into the manager view. You can always right click and select Edit Resource, or you could just left click on the resource itself and it will show more data here related to each resource. I'll point out that the long title and the description are entered into the meta tags of your page, which is great for SEO, and you want to have each of these values be descriptive and related to the page itself. So if we look at, for example, our practice areas, you can see that I've got Rose Harrison and Gil Reese Services. Actually, we should change that. It should just be, I think at one point it was called Services, but I'm going to delete that and just keep it practice areas. I'll save and close. And then now we can see here that the practice areas is in the long title, and we've got a description here. So let's jump back to our home page because we're focusing on that, and we'll get into what some of these other fields, what they do. The URL alias controls the name that you will type in the browser, in the address bar of the browser. So it's essentially the page name. You don't have to worry about the HTML. You can just give it any name. If you were to change it here to home page, it would, and we save and continue editing, then this page would no longer be viewable. And I'm doing a couple things at once, so hopefully this will not. Yeah, there we go. MODx has cleaned it up. So you notice the 404 page came up because we no longer have a home. We have a home page that's available. So that's great. Let's change it back to home. I'm going to just left click on save and continue editing from the drop down bar. And we will get into, well, these link attributes, this will not be viewable in your view, and the template you can just leave as it is. I've configured these for each section of your website, and you'll notice that the plus is by our lawyers. This means it's a parent page, and so that refers to it's a container, I should say, parent container. It has children resources that correspond to pages under it. Same thing with practice areas. So you can click on that plus, and you'll see that all of these resources sit under this practice area containers. You can think of it sort of like a resource tree in Windows Explorer. The menu title is not important for the home page because I've excluded it, but if we were to edit, for example, our lawyers, and we wanted to change the menu title to just lawyers, we could do that, and that's going to be automatically reflected across all pages. So right now all lawyers is, you can see it's dynamic, meaning that it's going to be published on each page across the site. If we go to directions, you'll notice that. So we could change that to lawyers, and then we could also remove it if we wanted to by unchecking. And then the final thing I'll go over is the menu index. So let's just try this. If I save and continue editing, I should see that it disappears first, and I'll have to refresh, and it's gone. You notice it is no longer in the menu. So we'll save. Now after clicking show in menu, it should come back, but the name should be changed to just lawyers, and it is. So let's fix that up again, and then we'll cover the menu index. So the menu index is a number value, and it starts at 0. The home page has 0. It's sequential, so it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That controls how these resources are sorted in the menu tree here. It also controls the order in which they are displayed on the page. So for example, if we refresh this page, we know that our menu index for home is 0, lawyers is 1, practice areas 2, directions 3, contact 4. If we change that order, we could put contact at 1, and that it would then now sit in front of our lawyers, or I should say to the left of our lawyers in the menu. So that is menu index. All right, we'll jump back to our home page, and I want to cover the resource content. This is the title and text that sits under the section next to the map. So this could be whatever you want it to be. You can control that. If you wanted to add more description here, you could. I'm just going to put Outer Banks and just NC for now. Save and continue editing, and you'll notice that it is immediately updated right there. So that's the first part of your home page. Screencast. I'm going to do another that gets a little deeper, but I thought I would just introduce you to MODx, give you a little bit of material to digest, and if you have questions, be sure to let me know.